everyone. Well, I'm back and my Christmas is all put away and I managed to go shopping and I managed to bind my book. Bought this really cool ring while I was shopping. It was on sale. It was only $7. Isn't it cool? Anyway, so I bound my book with some hemp cord here. It's quite thick. What I ended up doing is cutting my cards down the middle, each one down the middle, so the back page card here coordinates with this front one, and so on and so forth. I think I used the hemp cord, but I think I might eventually use binder rings. We'll see how this holds up, but I think it's pretty strong. So what we're going to be using this messy Christmas card journal for is a new project that I hope you guys will follow along with me. It's going to be art journal prompts, very similar to what Emily Falconbridge has done for the last 2 years, and also Millian has done, and so many other wonderful art journalists. The first year I did the art journal cards, this was in 2008, and they were done on just a deck of cards. Now these are the large jumbo cards that you can get a deck of at the dollar store, although a lot of people were doing them on regular size playing cards. I need a bigger surface to work on, so these were great for me. And she would give a series of questions, and like here, I'll just pull one out here. The question was, what is the most powerful thing to me? And I had put the most powerful thing was witnessing a magical moment when a woman transforms into a mother. So I don't know if you can see the silhouette of the pregnant woman and the flower and birth of a mother I had written on there. And it just goes on and on like that, all different kinds of questions. This one is I am called. And these are all the different names and nicknames that I'm called. And then on the back, I would do the artwork on the front and journal on the back. And this was just a wonderful way for me to get my creative mojo working for card making, for scrapbooking. It was so freeing because there is no wrong way to do this, and it's for your personal viewing. You can show it to people or you don't have to. It's entirely up to you. And you just feel so wonderful at the end of the year when you've completed this. The last question she had is, art is ... And so this is how I did mine. There's a little bit of newspaper there, and you can see there's a bit of stamping and texturing through here. And I just put, art is you, it is me, expressing it is as necessary as the air we breathe. Believe it, I finally do. Express yourself always in always. What a glorious journey around the sun I had. So this was life-changing doing this art journaling, and I hope that I'll be able to give you some prompts and you'll find this experience wonderful as well. This year, or for the past year, 2009, she did the same thing, except this time she did it on business card tags. So I actually bought a kit from her on Etsy, and it was full of tags and a whole bunch of fun little things you could use on your tags. So I made my cover out of I think it was a cereal box. It was some kind of a cardboard box. This was just tissue paper that I'd used and dyed it with inks, and just pages from an old book. The inside I didn't do anything but just ink it up. And these are all the different tags. I didn't know where to hang my tags because as you work on them they get quite thick and bulky and really yummy. So I made this was Marion from a piece of craft.com just showed us how to make these really cool Tim Holtz grungy flowers. So I just made that recently and put that on the front. And it's 52 questions. So I just put it on top of a flower there and just some collage. And it's exactly the same thing as the deck of cards. The questions were, what are your wishes for 2009? And I art on the front, journal on the back, so on and so on and so on. And before you know it, you have another whole year of artwork. And for this one, I used just a regular headband elastic to keep it closed. I found it at the dollar store and it had all this bling on it. And there. That's how I keep my 52Q book closed. I will put up a prompt every week. I'll do it every Sunday and we'll fill up our Christmas card art journaling book. And like I said, there's no right way or wrong way to do this. The first thing I want us to do together is the cover. And our little journey is going to be called Life Cues, which is life with a Q apostrophe S. There's a little play on words too, life cues, like sort of little signs or cues to what makes you tick and what you're all about. So I promise this exercise is a wonderful way to tap into your creativity and bring out the artist that is inside of each and every one of us. There are some supplies that I think will be important, especially because we're using these Christmas cards. Definitely some gesso, but white gesso, because it covers up pretty much everything. There's some elements on these cards I love, like this one here. See this tree? I love that, and I think I'll leave that on. And there's some glittery things here, so there are some things I will keep, but like for example, the mittens after Christmas I may not, but because this is raised, I don't know if you can see, when you add gesso to it, it's going to give me a lot of texture and stuff to play with. So I can't wait, and I'm just so glad that I thought of using these Christmas cards, because I think by this time next year, this is going to be one amazing journal. Some paint brushes and stickle knives and some acrylic paints, any of your scrap paper, any of your embellishments, just whatever you want to do. You do not have to do yours like mine, but I'll do mine just so you have some general idea of where to go. Okay, I finished my cover. It says Life Cues for what our journey is all about. You saw some of the things I did. So I used, I first covered the Christmas card. You'd never know this was a Christmas card, with gesso, and then I just used some liquid acrylic on there. It's got a little bit of shimmer in it, that paint. You can probably, I don't know if you can see it or not. And then I used a dollar store stamp. My Q isn't still quite glued down, but it'll dry. I used a chipboard heart and I covered it with printed paper, and then I used some thickers. And you saw me tear out, I often go to secondhand shops and buy old books. That poetry book was $1. So I figure I'm recycling it into art, so it's not so bad when you tear out the pages. So that's my cover for Life Cues. And I hope you guys will share your covers too. I'm going to be putting all the prompts up on my blog, and it's doulanana.blogspot.com, and every weekly prompt will be there. And again, don't feel pressured that you have to do it every week. Just do it whenever you want to.